Welcome back to Cultivating Contentment. We are on week 3, day 5. So this is our last day this week. And our topic is the complainer in all of us. So our quote today comes from Barbara Johnson. And once I read it, I think that you will just hear the pain in this. When our son Tim was killed by a drunk driver, I needed to grieve. I would drive alone at night to a dump a few miles away. There I would sob and sometimes even scream. This was my way of venting emotions that had to be released. Have you ever just experienced those emotions if you keep them bottled up, you're going to explode? Um, I know for me, when my sister passed away, I had those kind of emotions. And every time I got in the car to drive home from school, that was when I always called her. And that's when it would hit me the hardest. And I would have that ride home to kind of vent and cry and maybe scream a little too. It's really okay to do that. But sometimes we tend to shut others out of that too, and so I think we need to find a good balance between, grieving or hurting alone and finding that person to hurt with us. So our last question for the week is, what's the difference between complaining about your troubles to God and complaining about those same things to the people around you? And I'm curious to see what you're going to say. I kind of have an idea. So um, let's kind of wrap this week up. So this week, pray that the Spirit will help you to put a watch on your tongue. Ask God to help you see his perspective on the comments that come out of your mouth. Have you been thoughtlessly complaining? Redirect your disappointments and grievances to the Lord this week and see if he doesn't listen and act on your behalf. So try, when you start thinking about complaining, start talking to God about that instead of verbalizing those complaints, and just see what happens. So our trinkets to treasure this week. Do you like a combination of sweet and sour? The two tastes complement each other so well. The tartness of the sour taking an edge off the cloying sweetness, the sweetness taking the pucker out of the sour. This week's trinket will serve to remind us that we must seek balance in our lives and, above all, avoid becoming sour in our spirits. Take a handful of sweet tarts this week, and remember, though we can't always be sweet, we can sweeten our sourest thoughts with the Lord's help. So some of us may not be able to find those sweet tarts because we probably don't have them on hand and don't make a special trip to the grocery store to go get those. But just keep that thought. We all kind of remember the taste of sweet tarts. So keep that thought in your mind about, that sweet taking the sour away, that sweet taste. So I pray that you are all staying safe, and that you have a good weekend. And our next topic next week is called, our topic is constant drip. So I can't wait to see what that's all about. So again, have a great weekend, and we will talk to you on Monday.